the interview and walked into the OSP yard. When I walked past the security post, so maybe about, let's say, 3 meters or 4, then I heard somebody say, "You." So I turned, and it was a soldier who had emerged from the security post because I had just gone past it. He wasn't standing there. It was a policeman, the one who came and sacked us from the interview, and I'll soon show. He was the one I saw. I bypassed him, and then about 3 meters down, after the security post, I heard "you." So I turned. Then the soldier said, "I allowed you to park in the yard, and then you went to do an interview. Next time, I will not allow you." So I also shot back that, on what basis? What right do you have to curtail my right to go and do an interview? The media is the fourth estate of the realm. It didn't start today. That phrase is over 150 years old. The British MP who coined it, the fourth estate. So I said, no, you don't even understand. You can check what Jefferson talks about, says about strong media for a good nation. I didn't add this, but I'm just putting it in context. So he left me. That soldier didn't say anything. So I continued walking another 2 or 3 steps. Then I heard, "Ask for me." Then I turned. And so that was the second soldier who now said, and I say first soldier, second, because they refuse to wear name tags. They refuse to wear name tags. So you can't know. Meanwhile, the policeman, his name tag was there, AJ. It's AJ, but the soldiers weren't wearing. So the first one is tall, the second one is short. So the second one now pointed his hands like this. "As for me, next time you come and do that, I will show you." See, soldier, in a very menacing manner, "I will show you." So I shot back again. Maybe he doesn't know I'm a lawyer. I don't know why he thinks he could intimidate me. So I said, "What power do you have?" Or maybe if he thinks we are still in a military regime, "What power do you have? What can you do?" I'm sure he couldn't handle that. Then, he now said,
after you asked him, he left. Okay, he said you were a stupid guy.
Yes, and that's why. So I also replied that he's also stupid. Because what have I done? I've not breached any rules. Now, the Sami Daku is all over. He's trying to rationalize. Selorm, and I'm sure if we don't need it right now, I'm sure this all of us understand. Retroactivity. If you think it's your rules that when you enter a yard, you can't go out and do an interview, put it on the wall, make a signboard. So as soon as you enter, protocols when you are in this yard. So you make the rule before, assuming it will constitutionally stand. Yeah. But the principle is that let the rule, so you see, when President Mahama signs a law, when Parliament passes it, and President Mahama signs, or any other president, it is not law. You and I know, under Article 106, until they take it to Assembly Press and publish it. So it's only when citizens can access the law that it becomes law. So if it stays on the president's desk, even if it's signed, once you cannot go to Assembly Press near Accra Technical University to buy it, it is not law. So as a lawyer, that's how I work. So you can't wait for me to finish granting an interview and come back and you tell me next time this. We will not accept that. How? Put it before. So at the time I was packing, so put it at several places. Because if you go and hide it somewhere and I don't see, bad. So put it at vantage points. Good. So that's what happened. So the man said I'm stupid. I also said he's stupid. Then one of my lawyers came and grabbed me. And then we went upstairs. Even before upstairs, I sought to report. Can you believe that OSP, you want to make a complaint? For 15 minutes, they couldn't make available the assistant for me to make a complaint against the soldiers. So when we went upstairs to meet the team, then we now made it clear to the team. When I see the team, they still paraded Mr. Abraham Ablo-Mensah. He's the chief of staff of OSP. And then lawyer Albert Paddington. They were the people we were to meet. They were the people we met last week and broke down our objection into fine form for them to understand. Our objection is that, look, Ablo-Mensah, you are chief of staff, but that means Kissi Jabe is your boss. Lawyer Paddington, you are a lawyer. He has an official title, I don't know it. But whatever it is, you are not the head. So you can't investigate your boss. You say, come, Kpebu, come and give me information so that we will do our investigations, neutral fact finding. We said, no, that's your boss. You can't handle this. So we broke it down that maybe the board. And the reason we said the board is that, you see, naturally, if you bring the board, we'll come and tell Ghanaians. So ask the board members, what are your names? And Selorm, if I came here and told you, this board member, that board member, you know how our society is very strong. People know, everybody knows. So if you found out that the board members we are giving our information to, maybe that board member brought 4 people to Kissi Jabe to employ. There are a lot of procurement breaches will come there. You have no idea. When you see me saying Kissi must go, it's not just because he allowed Oforiatta to go. That was just the icing on the cake. So many things wrong. It runs the institution like it's in his pocket. So the reason we say we wanted to deal with the board is that we know that, yes, the board generally is supposed to be independent, but we also know how some board members lose their independence because they are always looking for something from the chief executive. So if we brought their names out and people showed us how they brought nephews and nieces, we'll go back and say, no, disqualify this board member, etc. But I didn't get it. They are saying we should give to chief of staff and a lawyer. And we said, no, that's your boss. You can investigate him. This one to be matter. So then, the time we repeated.
So that was the second time you were meeting them?
The second time we repeated it, that's what we told them. So when we went last Wednesday, the same Ablomensa and lawyer had it. So we said, how? So we are not going to give it. So case closed, we are going away. Then it appears that they had already hatched the plan that they would then arrest me for the incident that took place more than an hour ago. A soldier abuses a citizen, a soldier who is supposed to act with decorum, unprovoked. Remember, Selorm, I was walking, he called, asked for me, and I had to turn. And he was wagging his hand. Wagging. Next time, I will show you, soldier. You know, soldier, that thing that, like the way they say military, they will discipline you. Please, that discipline is past. It's rule of law. We've gone past that, I will discipline you. You have no power to discipline. Follow the law.
But that's not discipline, that's abuse.
And that's why, and some of our citizens believe it. Oh, soldiers said they will discipline.
What discipline? That's abuse.
Yes. So Martin, so eventually you got into the room, you raised objections.
Yes.
What happened?
So after the objection, they said, Ablomensa would often go out. I'm going to consult. He came back about 15 minutes later. After we had said so, we are not giving the information out because they are subordinates. And brought a certain officer in Mufti. I don't know whether it's a police officer or this OSP officer. And said they had brought him to arrest me for the incident that took place over an hour ago. That's obstruction. So as soon as I heard it, I mean, I know that, yes, some people can't take criticism, so they want to abuse their power. So
they want to arrest you for the incident that happened there?
So quickly, my lawyers shot back. How? So I just said, no, let's stop quickly. You know why? Because you see, practically, it's about trying to get out, because in that building on the 5th floor, if you don't cooperate, they won't let you out. And also, I've been coming to TV, I know how Ghanaians watch us, so I know that if you make a wrong move, citizens will not forgive me. So do the best possible. So quickly, I told my lawyers, don't argue. Yeah, let him come and arrest me. You know how the arrest is done. He'll come and touch you on the shoulder. I'm arresting you for this offense. You may say something, but if you don't, I mean, you are not obliged to say anything.
Miranda rights.
Yes, perfect. But if you say so, it will be taken down. So he did it quickly, 1 minute. And then, so they say they have the statement forms. I said, bring them. Caution statement. They wrote it. Then quickly, I started writing. He sent 10 so that I can ask for bail. So I finished quickly, maybe after 10 minutes or something. Then we asked for bail. Then once again, Abraham Ablomensa, chief of staff, left the room.
You were questioned on what?
And that for obstructing an officer. And look, me walking like this, an officer called my back. It's not like
your spirit, it was your spirit. Your spirit was
obstructing him. It's not like he's in front, he's arresting somebody and I came to disrupt him, or he's writing and I'm engaging. No. He abused me like this, so fine. We'll see whether they can prosecute. I'm waiting, I can't wait. We should go to court. Let them go and show. Selorm, do you have the OSP Act here? You just see section 79. Yes. Open and see. Whether you see, they are saying they are using section 69(3). And I'm happy, my good friend, what's the name again? Enoch. He said, listen, 15. They have no authority. Go to section 79 and see whether OSP can prosecute for a breach of section 69 subsection 3. It's not part of their mandate.
79 is the interpretation section.
Yes, but you see, corruption, the meaning of corruption and corruption related, 79 are the
Yes.
You see the offense is listed.
Yeah.
Breach of 69
So I got confused a bit, because at the point, I think Amadiba came on TV3 and he said that it was the Ghana police that was arresting you and not the OSP.
No, but it's OSP office. Why? It's Ghana police. I told the public that they set up a unit of Ghana police there. The officer who came, let's say it's Evanso Poku, and then straight. As I said, at that time, you see, as a lawyer, in the circumstances, it's not everything you argue. You have to pick your fights well. Because all I know is that, if I write my statement, I can get bail. Usually, writing the statement is not compulsory. But if you don't write it, it's like they feel frustrated, and so they can also frustrate you. So at that time, I was not in the mood to argue. I told my lawyer, stop.
You cooperated well.
So like Amalba say, if they say Ghana police, they haven't had them. What's his rank? All I was told was that this is Evanso Poku. Evans Opoku, he didn't show, like I told you, yeah, if it's CID, then bring out your card, let me see. You haven't shown me any card. So Evans Opoku arrested me, and then when we're done, they took me this, and so then we did the statement after they were to grant me bail. Abraham Ablo-Mensah went out for over 30 minutes, came back and said, yes, bail granted, but the condition is that I should bring a landed property in my name. Bring a landed property. So
just hold on with the landed property. Let me talk to Senan Nwaze to work on your microphone. So Adam Senan is an anti-corruption crusader. We have 10 extra minutes to wrap this up. You know, thankfully, we producers secured that for us. So Adam, good to have you on the show. I know you guys, everybody, we've all been working on this to strengthen our anti-corruption institutions, etc. But in the past week, it does appear that the OSP or the office has come under pressure. That pressure was mounting before this week's unfortunate incident with Martin came up, which had given that some impetus. Where do you stand on the matter? The office itself, its occupant, and Martin's matter in just 2 minutes.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Some of us, together with Martin, we just left TV3. Abolish or reform, is it the institution or the person? I'll say none of the above. I think strengthen, review and strengthen the OSP is where I'll go. And I think that the argument for why this institution is so critical have been so well made historically that we cannot have any other option but to understand that it's a key institution that has something to offer. And so the thinking even in crafting Act 959 ensure that potential overlaps were dealt with and that this office will really look at politically exposed persons. And so if you're a politically exposed person,
sorry, go ahead.
Saying that we should, if we have politically exposed persons saying we should scrap it, we need to be very cautious. I think there was I think that in the last few weeks, and it's an institution that is being built. So processes, I find value in Martin's engagement to the extent of legal and administrative practices and procedures that may need to be deepened so we have clarity. For example, when he just talked about if you don't want people to come in and go out, make sure that you have it up there. I think that there's value in that kind of discussion. I also think that this discussion probably will be made much better if we have both parties there, because Martin is telling his side of it. From a natural justice perspective, what exactly transpired and how they were thinking when this arrest was done by the police, you may need the other parties also to speak so that we can draw the right conclusions. Overall, I don't think Ghana benefits if we have these individuals fighting. It seems to me that we need to create a space for some dialogue around what has transpired and what we can do better moving forward. I found the comments in Parliament disconcerting because they are politically exposed persons and because of the debate. Some of them, the positions they took when they were passing this law, the majority of them, except for Honorable Domikanini and I think the majority leader, supported it amazingly. So to suddenly think that you should throw out the baby with the bathwater, I think is not the way to go. Honorable, I've forgotten his name, Nkrumah made a point that I thought was disturbing but also profound, which needs to be followed up. That this is nothing new. It's not just about the OSP. It appears that security agencies are being weaponized against citizens. And I think that, therefore, Parliament should be so minded as to take this up. If demand for landed property and certain actions are being taken, which are not fair to the citizen, it should not just be because a friend of a political party is speaking or there's some association affiliation, but let's look at what is going on in our security agencies. There may be a certain aspect that we think ought to be reviewed and dealt with. I think we should address those issues as well.
Very well. Great insights you've provided. Martin, back to you. So you were in that interrogation room, you were arrested, and you asked for bail. Bail conditions were set, landed property, and one surety.
Yes.
I spoke to Bia. Bia said you sent him to the office to pick a document for the landed property. By the time he came, you were whisked away. What happened?
Yes, so when Marcelinus Bia left, about 3-4 minutes later, as soon as Bia left,
so Bia was one of your lawyers?
Yes, and then the lead lawyer is Agbeshi Jakpasu, former bar president, Greater Accra. So what happened was that when they said bring landed property, and we argued and they said no, they will not vary it. Then quickly I told Bia to go and get a landed property document from the office. My office is just, even if you walk, about 10 minutes from OSP. If you drive, far less. So when he went away, then Ablomensa left the room. He came back about 3-4 minutes later to say, look, even if Bia brings the landed property documents, he cannot admit me to bail because he wants to verify it. Abba, Kpebu, that I'm always on radio and TV. Can you imagine? He says, no, he wants to verify. I can leave Ghana because of an exchange with a military man.
Around what time was this?
So that's 6:10, 6:20. Exactly. So he said, no, he will not agree. So whilst Bia was away, then Ablomensa told the policeman, the one who had sacked us from the interview earlier, AJ, that he should handcuff me. And true, AJ came, and then I offered my hands. Then they put the handcuff, and then they whisked me into a car. I wasn't even allowed to call my family. And then, we're taking unknown destination, kept going, until I saw that after Ridge roundabout, I saw they were headed, that road they used could lead to BNI headquarters, and then you can also use it to finally access police headquarters. But when we got to BNI headquarters, then they entered. So that means, but when we entered BNI headquarters, even though generally I was in high spirits, I must add that my heart sank a bit because 2 weeks ago, one of my clients told me that the cells there are very hot, very, very warm. The ventilation is poor. So I've been begging Senior Kipo, Mr. Charles Kipo, BNI head, that I was about to write to him, but I just got too busy. I told the client I'll write to Mr. Charles Kipo that we beg. The way the people are complaining about the cells in the headquarters, they should improve the ventilation. That the windows.
You didn't know you were going to be the next customer.
Oh, but I was lucky. And you see, and thank God that I told the client that I would write.
Quick.
But I was lucky. When they did, maybe it's full or something, then they took me to Kawokudi. So they did the bookings in the head office. You enter a certain room, do bookings, and then they took me to Kawokudi.
Left-hand side.
Yeah, so you go about maybe another 300-400. From headquarters to Kawokudi is over a mile. Kawokudi is near Nima. So they took me there. We entered. Then took me out, took off the handcuffs, and then started processing me. Process me. Oh, and they were gentle there. And then, long story short, eventually, I saw them reprocessing and processing. They didn't do well. The only side I'm not happy with the BNI officers is that when word came that they should release me and they started processing me to now discharge me, they should have told me that, oh, Kpebu, we are working on your papers to let you leave. I guess the processing took over 20 minutes. All this while, I was looking into their faces for cues. Whenever a call came, because I was expecting that I would be released. Because it was the height of illegality that Kisi Ejabin thinks he can use OSP, the police powers, to muscle me. How? Ghana, is it for Kisi Ejabin alone? You allow Oforiatta to flee when there are 5 cases on Oforiatta said, you don't know this constitutional imperative, sovereignty of the people. Assuming state institutions are frustrating you, blow the whistle, do a press conference, issue a presser that Oforiatta is about to flee citizens and I'm not getting cooperation. We would have gone to the airport. I would have been number 1 to go park there, then rally Ghanaians. It's all part of the noise, so that whatever has to be done to make sure that Oforiatta is arrested and admitted to bail before he goes. I cannot say, if doctors check Oforiatta and they say, look, we cannot take care of Oforiatta in Ghana, he must be in America, he must go. But subject to giving us bail. Just like you see my offense, I have now given him my landed property. So that's this simple thing. He knows how to ask me for landed property, and he didn't know how to ask Oforiatta for landed property before Oforiatta left.
So a whole lot of your case is built on the fact that the OSP, the OSP,
the SP, led, the SP.
I mean, there's the office or the
so Kisi personally, aided by Sami Dako,
But it's the office that, in your view, did not work hard to get Oforiatta before he left.
Absolutely.
But Oforiatta informed the regime that he was leaving.
Absolutely. And Kisi said he intercepted a letter. He got a copy. And then he said, what? We watched him leave. We were powerless. So when your special prosecutor doesn't understand the principle of sovereignty in the preamble, Article 1, Article 35, Article 125, sovereignty resides in the people of Ghana. So if anybody frustrates you, come and blow the whistle. Tell the people that Senor Hosi is frustrating me. Enoch Afuakwa is frustrating me. That's what Martin Kpebu did when Akufo-Addo started interfering in his work. And you see, then the badge of mother serpent of corruption stuck. Kisi doesn't know this, and you think you have a special prosecutor. He must leave. That's crass incompetence. Hey, put it simply. Policeman, remember, Mr. Afuakwa referred to Section 28 of the law, the arresting power. So for that purpose, Kisi, you're a policeman. So a policeman, your suspect is running. You cannot shout, people of Ghana, come and help me. This suspect is running. Oh. This suspect is running. Coupled with the 1,000 lies Kisi are being told. Look, earlier on, Sami Daku came and said that at the time Oforiatta was leaving, he didn't know there was any case pending against him. Subsequently, Kisi Ejabin goes to grant an interview and says that, oh, they started investigations in 2023. Remember, Manasseh Nko presented a petition on 18th of December, or is it 23rd? One of it. 18th of December or 23rd of December 2023. And he said they started working on it. Have you seen the diary of action? The diary of action shows that they started working on it this year. I mean, in this year, after Oforiatta had left. Have you seen the diary of action? Do you want us to go? 29th January this year. Do you want, we can project it?
Yes, but we will have to do this another time. So, so the point now is, I mean, so you return, so you went there on one thing, something else disrupted it.
Yes.
And so there are two issues you have now in that office.
Yes.
When are you resuming the real matter for which you went there?
Oh, it has come to an end. Yamutu. Mangana Yamutu.
No, they may invite you again, right?
No, I'm not going to go if it's about the present evidence. There's no law that says I must present my evidence to subordinates. I made that clear to them that day, and the matter was closed. But if they say the board is constituted and the board invites me, I'll go.
So why don't you submit a petition to the president like a 146 procedure?
Yeah, let's use Section 16. That's in there. So like we were saying, I don't know why they say he's court of appeal, right? That's what the law says. He has terms and conditions of a court of appeal judge. But if you read Section 16, Section 15, they've added many things and made changes. It's not like 146 at all. Yeah. And it looks different. So we'll deal with that later. So yes, Mr. Adonoo, yes, I'll present a petition this week. I was just waiting, more people, you show it to a few people, get inputs here and there, get more documents. And right now, I've shown you, look, in order to show Ghanaians that I'm not scared, I knew what I was talking. I've sent you 2 documents. Number 1, do you know that when Kisi Ejabin freed Edubuahi, you told the public that he's done nothing wrong. I mean, he's not committed any crime within your jurisdiction. That's the report. Edubuahi has not committed a corruption or corruption-related offense. Mangana Yamutu. Then subsequently, 3rd of November, you write to him, I've sent you the letter, that bring me the $40,000 cash. Bring me the $40,000 cash. After telling Ghanaians that he has not committed an offense. What's your mandate to collect $40,000? He will explain. Number 2, this MP Kingsley Ajiman, he used to be in charge of scholarship secretariat. What happened is that he employed some people or engaged some people to do a smear campaign against Atachia. So long story short, so that if that campaign was done, he will give the lead person 2 scholarships. I have the statement here. I've sent to Selorm. So I'll send to you guys. You can read it and see. And there are audios. So that Kingsley Ajiman, public officer, hey, okay, Mr. Afuakwa, go and do this smear campaign. Say Atachia is corrupt, blah, 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 so that he can increase my chances of beating him in the primaries. And eventually, yes, Atachia didn't contest. But of course, this smear campaign would have also contributed. But the key thing is, so corruption against Kingsley Ajiman reported to OSP. Investigators finished their side. They've interviewed the people and they've seen prima facie. Even police do prima facie before the case gets to court. So there's enough to show that Kingsley Ajiman must be arrested. And remember, when we say arrested, it doesn't mean keeping him in jail. Custody. Sure. It's just the arrest so that he should write his statement. Just that one they were going to do. Kisi Ejabin stepped in and said Kingsley Ajiman is his friend. So Makesi Edu, the OSP lead investigator, should stop.
He said it was his friend, and you have that on record.
And I said he's sued. You see the court papers. So we'll be going. He should come and testify. He against Edu, and we'll look at everything. Even if Kingsley is not his friend, if assuming he denies, they will look at all the circumstances. They will look at the evidence. The one who did the work has admitted that I did it for Kingsley Agyemang, MP now, in order for me to be given 2 scholarships. That's an allegation of corruption. It's in writing. And the guys repeated it orally. I have audios. So it's not a joking matter. So Kingsley is to be brought in. His side will also be taken in, blah, blah. This, Kisi Jabin says, is my friend. If you do it, it will affect Kingsley's chances in the elections.
But in wrapping up, I mean, Kisi, you had praised on many occasions.
Yes.
I mean, during the NDA matter
Yes.
and how he was handling it and all
Yes.
of that. What changed? And what
At
has
that
changed
time, I hadn't
drastically?
seen the dossier, the full dossier. I'd had snipers that, look, Kisi is a double agent. But you know, I'm a lawyer. I have to deal with hard evidence. So the NDA matter, you will see that, like you're saying, until 20th of October, sometimes overall, I'm also supporting him. Though on certain occasions, I'll come and disagree. In the NDA matter, there's this lady called Clara Tia Napaga Sulemana. Yeah. Ekufuado's friend. Because of that connection with Ekufuado, Kisi didn't add her. Meanwhile, when Howard Kumson's ministry was taken from her, Clara Tia Napaga Sulemana was the coordinator of the Special Projects Initiatives, what Howard Kumson was minister over. So she was the boss. She approved the documentation for that money to be paid. And how do you exonerate the boss? What boss will just take anything you bring, you just sign? And under causing financial loss and those other things, you just sign anyhow, you can be held liable. Yeah, Kisi took Clara Tia Napaga out because of her relationship with Ekufuado. Then there were the other officers, Henry, then the director of budget, etc. So later I complained. So those were the signs that Kisi is not straight. He's playing games with us. And now you can say, Koto de Nebodre, right? Yes, discriminating, selective justice. And other things. Martin Amidu wrote about corruption. I raised it. Kisi called, oh, Martin, don't mind Amidu. You know the nepotistic appointment. Sami Daku's brother is in OSP, etc. When we open that dossier, you see.
Very well. So, I mean, we have to end here. Thanks so much for the extension of time. Martin, thanks so much.